Good morning. Good morning. Gil, good morning.
Hey man, great to be here. I live for Fridays. Freedom Fridays is not just an idea, it's a day of action. And I'm always inspired to take extra action when I see like we've got our battalion behind us, right? So, Brent's done something where he's got to pave the road for us to realize what is possible and said, hey, not only am I going to show you what's possible, but I'm going to blueprint this exact process and I'm going to give you extra tools, resources, motivation, and all the inspiration you could possibly need if you're willing to take some action. So today we're going to, after blessings, hopefully you guys got your blessings ready. I mean, we've got so many things that have been positive movement over the last weeks that we've been doing this and months that we've been doing this. So I'm always excited. So get your blessing ready. But he's actually outdone himself and made our job even easier, right? Like we are on the cusp of like taking that next storm, right? Like we're right there at that 15, 18,000 agent count again, where agents are like, yes, yep, tell me more. Yep, if you ask, right? So, anyway, anybody's got some blessings they want to share. I'd love to hear them. We got some exciting stuff to share with you guys. I was blown away when I saw this, and I was like, I've already put it to use. What I'm about to show you today, I already put to use, and it's already got me a reward from it. So I'm excited to share with you guys. Who's got some blessings they want to share? Let me call you out if I have to. I'm not sharing with you guys unless you share with me first.
Well, I got
I'll share.
Go
My
ahead.
blessing is I'm taking my first trip to the White House tomorrow. So I'm going down to Washington, D.C. this evening, staying there overnight and doing a tour of the White House tomorrow. That's a
PJ,
blessing,
wow.
right?
Yeah, I've never done that before. That sounds
Well,
awesome.
there you go.
Wow.
So I'm
I've,
excited.
I've driven by
Get
it. That's about
get
it.
some inspiration down there from the man himself, maybe.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Maybe he'll come out and say hello to you. Who else got a
Yeah,
blessing he wants to
could happen. Could happen.
You could.
Desmond
Let's
was
put it
about to
in.
jump on.
Go ahead.
well, I'd say my blessing is one of my upline recruiter. The guy who recruited me. He's been shifting agents my way. He's been plugging into I think it's Jay Kinder's stuff, and the excellence kind of inspired me to really go all in. And so now I got a VA, and we're working through transcribing all of the daily meetings, and then kind of like you said, taking from what you do. Immediately after, we blocked off time to figure out what we're going to implement immediately thereafter, and I think it's pretty good. So a little bit of momentum as it relates to like referrals and people coming into the office, and kind of getting signed up. I got a couple people in play. I think two people that are probably going to join, and it's all from kind of like the momentum of what's already been happening, I guess, with Kinder's products. And so I'm deep diving back in because can't not do it. I just got to allocate the time properly. So the blessings are more people are coming on board. Real estate in Manhattan is fucking better than ever, despite the
That's
bear
awesome.
and it's going to be really exciting, Q3 and Q4 for us. And we're doing a bunch of events too.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. By the way, I love your setup and your mic on your finger because I think you just turned the mic off as you did that. You got to teach me that trick. That's pretty. I don't know how you. That's pretty hot. Good stuff. Give me one more. Keep it going. Super positive.
It's birthday months for my parents. My dad just turned 80. My mom is going to be 76 in a week. They are in great health. They are traveling. So I'm so lucky that my parents are, in such great shape. And, I see a lot of, friends that I've known in the past and current friends, they're caretakers of their parents. And it's, that caretaker role, that's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I can tell you one thing I will tell you guys I do personally that's I've drawn a lot of energy from, and I never understood this, and I'm going to actually be a little vulnerable here because I used to poo-poo on this kind of stuff, right? So big, grew up as a big manly man, go do things hard, blah blah, and the whole blessings thing that we do, I never understood it, right? I would go through some motions and blah blah, but every single day before I drink my coffee, I step outside and I look at the sun and I go through a whole gratitude journal in my mind, and I do that now in a way where I just say it out loud and I feel it, and it has changed my life, right? Being able to understand the blessings you've got creates a magnet for more blessings, right? And that's why I don't start any meeting without some kind of blessing acknowledgement, right? So I do that every morning, and it feels great to be able to say I'm thankful for the blessings that I've gotten and for the ones that are coming. And I'm super grateful to Brent Go for sharing some of the stuff that we're going to share today. He doesn't have to do this stuff. I mean, he's kind of figured it out already. He's already passed the torch in my mind, but still delivering stuff. So when we first started, there was this thing where he came out with a revenue calculator, and I was like, that was the coolest video ever. It inspired me to say, you know what? Basically, on one video, I was like, pretty much decided, right? It was the video that said, here's the opportunity if you've got the courage to take a little bit of risk. And it was weird that anything could do that, really. Like any video, any message could do that, right? But you've got to find yourself in a spot where you're like, I want more, and I deserve more, and I'm willing to give more to get more. And that's really, to me, the acknowledgement of blessings, right? I'm willing to give because I understand the power of the universe and that magnetic attraction where good comes in and good comes out. And that just kind of keeps that door open for you. And maybe I don't describe it the best, but I can tell you it was something that it became so easy for me to understand its power as I just started to succumb, where I kind of humbled myself to say, you know what? There's a lot of things happening in the universe and in the world and energy, or whatever you want to call it. And I acknowledge it. And I'm just going to continue to feed and feed and feed. And it allows me to energize and do a lot of the things that I do, to be very frank with you. I run a pressure cooker schedule. So anyway, this guy, and I'm going to put him on the screen, created a thing called the Model Explain. And he created this thing called the revenue share calculator. And he told a quirky little story about like a 5-year plan. And it was when I was listening to his 5-year plan that I said to myself, I think I can do that. I think I can commit for 5 years. At that moment, I knew I've had many 5 years in my life. And I was like, I was willing to say, you know what? If this is the plan and this is all it takes, I'm willing to commit to a plan. So first thing to start, I want to kind of break it off. We're going to kind of look at what the new modelexplain.com is and what it's supposed to be is a video to kind of help your recruits understand the bigger picture of EXP. But what I love about what he did, Vincent, is now he's kind of broke it down like into chapters. So if you're interested in learning just about this part, you can kind of skip ahead, right? So if I could share
This
my
is his
screen.
third iteration, I believe, right, Gil?
I mean, he just keeps updating
time that
it.
we've been around.
Yeah. I remember when the first time he did it in his office, and then he did it in Cabo during one of the Cabo trips. I said, this is probably the third one. You guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
So this first portion here is the full model explained. I want you guys to understand the first model explained that he did was almost an hour. And then he broke it down to like 36, 7 minutes. This one's 27 minutes. So it's just under that half-hour spot. And he kind of just goes and tells his story. And we're going to listen to just little pieces of it, right? Just little snippets. And it's going to be a little bit random, some of it, because I just want you to just kind of just understand how many golden nuggets are in here. You can almost stop it anywhere and find a spot that within 15 seconds, you're going to be like, I get that. That's valuable. I can see why agents are joining because they're watching this video. But Brett will always tell you the value of watching this video is watching it with the agent. Some agents will go through and say, you know what, let me just send this over to them and let the video do all the work. And it's possible if they're asking for the asset that they will do that, right? But the power is really kind of just reviewing with them and kind of showing them the model, right? And building enough curiosity with them that then they want to consume the video. Vince, did you watch the model explain like the first time and kind of watch the revenue share capital? What was your impression when you first watched it?
Oh, of course. And I sent that would be what I sent out to everybody because I thought that nobody explained it better than Brent and nobody has the energy that Brent has. But my only comment was it was long and people didn't have the attention span to kind of go through the whole thing.
Yep. All right, so a couple things right here. When you send somebody themodelexplain.com, and that, by the way, themodelexplain.com, when you're about to text that, the moment you write the, it should try to write that already because you should be sending the model explain so many times that the AI is just like trying to like, oh, he's gonna write the model explain again every time you write the, right? So It breaks down a deeper dive with Russ Lagging, which is also the explanation of the EXP model, but how revenue share works well is in there too. So I'm going to click on here, kind of get a look at what you're net. This is the 27-minute video about the model explained, and we can kind of go through there.
Highest levels. They're going to go, here's my game plan. Here's how we do it from A to Z. Copy this funnel, run this ad, work like this. Do me a favor again. You're not switching companies right now.
You guys can hear that, right? I have the sound going on. Were you able to hear that?
Yep.
Yep. So in this message, I want you to do, and I've watched it a few times right now, it kind of talks somebody into, which I love about that. And even in that part he does is like, hey, you're not joining us right now. You're just watching a video, right? But if you were going to join us, you might be interested in all these great things that we're doing. I love the fact that he almost like doesn't sell anybody in this process. I encourage you guys today to watch this video and kind of internalize why somebody might watch this and think, I'm interested in that. That seems like it's more than what I have to offer. And when he goes through this thing, and I'm just going to really just click on just random spots in here because I just feel like he does such a great job.
They're going to court if 100.
He's talking about liability here, which is one of the reasons why I joined, because I didn't like liability as a broker. So this section here talks about being a broker.
20 of your agents, you get 2 or 3, something happens. I mean, good agents get sued when it's not their fault. You have to hire the lawyers. You got to go to court. I had one friend, he had 220 agents. He had 6 open lawsuits going. He said 4 of them were just completely bogus, but he still had to have lawyers and defend himself. 2 of them, though, his agents, 227 agents, they made actual mistakes, and there was real liability there. And if there was this,
anyway, so it hits on everybody. So you don't have to worry about, say, send this to a new agent, experienced agent. It hits on everyone because everyone is looking for the same thing. How do I get more and risk less? So the message is really pounded through, and it's not just an EXP salesman. Brent's not that guy. But here's the part you guys are probably interested the most in. And here's that revenue share calculator, which, by the way, is in your EXP tools, EXP tools / right? And you can kind of click on there and learn about the 5-year plan. And I'm just going to kind of go right around here.
Here we all win together. But here's what you make 5 years from now, if you were able to do this. Could you prefer 16 agents selling average price homes at average commissions, doing 6 homes a year, not 16 or 60? What would you make in here?
So in this plan, he says, hey, listen, over a 5-year plan, could you bring in 16 active agents, right? And we've gone through and looked at a lot of people and said, okay, well, 16 people, here's what they're going to bring in, and here's what they're going to, and that waterfall effect of the efforts of those 16 people. And his plan here, he's got 16 people in there over 5 years, also bringing some people, not quite as many as you. They don't bring in 16 people, but he kind of goes through, and I think he's like, okay, they bring in 2, 3 people, and kind of goes through that plan. And the number is $1.5 million. I had to watch this a few times, to be honest with you.
$5 million a year with EXP revenue share. I was blown up. I'm like, what? 1 point? Yep.
By the way, you guys should know that Brent Gove makes that a month. Actually, on a bad month. I've seen some of his better checks. This is not only possible, but the plan is outlined. And I can't watch the whole video with you guys. So what I'm asking you guys to do is take some time to pay attention and outline a plan. Take some notes while you watch this plan. Let this play while you're making phone calls to re-inspire you to make your calls, to make your appointments. And you're going to find that there's going to be parts of this. Hey, man, I got to let people know about this. There's just no way I can be a secret agent about this. This is too good, right? So I'm going to let this part play out there. I'm actually going to continue that because then he goes into a smaller point.
So if you want to make 1.5 million a year, you need to refer 16 agents to EXP who average 6 sales a year at a 2.5% commission. With the average price in America today, believe it or not, it's $516,000, and there's your income, 1.5 a year. I remember thinking, if it's a quarter of that, if it's a third of that, 500, I'm in. I will do it for 3, 4, 500,000. This would be incredible. Well, I was showing this to a friend of mine, and he said, look, I don't think I could do 16 my first year, but what if I did 1 a month? Like 12? Yeah. What would that pay? Well, if you tell 12 and then they each tell 4 your first year, one a quarter, that'd be 48. And the next year they each tell 1 every 6 months, that'd be 6, and so forth and so on, the compounding. By the way, you don't get paid on level 6 anymore because you only told 12. It takes 5 to unlock level 4, 10 that you have to sponsor person that you personally brought into the company. You grow the company pays you. And then 15 to unlock tier 6. In this example, you only did 12 one a month. Now, when you get to 15 and unlock, so I've removed tier 6. So you're going to make it less. And he's like, yeah, well, that's more like me. What does that pay? Well, $443,000 a year with EXP revenue share. He was, you're kidding me. I said, no, and I'm going to help you do it. So whoever gave you this video, this revenue share calculator, they want to help you do it. I want to help you do it. We all work together. You win, I win. If I do really well, the company does well, and the stock becomes more valuable. I watched it go from 20 million to 1.4 billion. We're in 26 countries. We're opening Tokyo right now. We're opening Turkey right now. We're in the UK, Australia, South America, Panama, Brazil. We're growing all over the world. And so guess what? If someone in, say, Tokyo does really well, what does that have to do with you? Well, the company does well. And if the company does well, the stock becomes more valuable. We're all shareholders. A rising tide rises all ships. So somebody doing well in Istanbul or Lisbon, Portugal, or Rome or Paris. I'm going to be in Barcelona, Spain in September. If they do well there, your revenue share, it's going to grow. It's pretty cool. Well, the final one, I was talking to kind of a country boy, and he goes, hey, I have 10 agents at my independent brokerage. What would happen if I brought those up? I said, well, using the average price to get a 516 average commission, say this all 6 years ago, some of mine only sell 2 or 3. I go, yeah. She got me sell 8 or 10. He goes, well, yeah. I go, so they might average things. He goes, okay, fair enough. And I go 10, okay, 10. So there's that number 10. If they each average 4 their first year, 1 a quarter, you'd have 40. And it's not in your town. They tell someone in San Diego, Fresno, Portland, Seattle, Dallas. I mean, my first year, I had agents in 28 states and over 300 cities. People know people who know people. It just kind of grows. And he goes, well, yeah, what would this make me? Well, there it is, 371,000 a year with EXP revenue share, outside of commissions, outside of what you're doing. This will help you retire. This is an exit strategy that is real. And again, my first year I made $276,000. My second year I made $1.2 million. I achieved this 5-year plan okay, I didn't because it's 1.5, but close in 2 years. My third year, I made 3.5, and it kept growing from there. It was crazy. So EXP is exciting. So what should you do? Number one, stay in curiosity about the model. Learn, go to some EXP events, ask questions, make a list of questions. Number two, join us. I can't wait to meet you at an EXP event. It's been life-changing for me. Check this business out. Make a commitment, stay in curiosity about the model. Either you'll vet us in or vet us out. Either we pass the mustard test or we don't. Ask a lot of questions. Do not miss this opportunity. They say people only get a couple really, really big opportunities in a lifetime. I promise you, this is one of them for you. Cannot wait to meet you, and we'll be in touch. We'll see you at the next EXP event. Bye for now.
Now, there's a piece of that for it to work for you that I think that we haven't been doing a great job, Vince. Because I know 100% all of you guys can get 1 a month, 2 a month, 3 a month. That's not the problem. But are you inviting those people to duplicate what you're doing? And if that was true, there would be 50, 60, 80, 200, 300 people on this call, right? So what I'm going to start asking you guys to do is every single week, find somebody in your organization that you'd like to invite them onto a call like this. Let's not be secret agent attractors. Let's invite some people into this group. And you guys have already been here week in, week out. Like Vincent's running an incredible service for you guys, being able to show you guys, hey, listen, here's a way we can do it. And we're bringing people. We got some surprise people coming in the weeks to come. Like every Friday, 9 a.m., invite people that are in your organization to be on this call. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue to learn how to be better agent attractors, be better agents, better humans, and really understand what EXP is offering. I just want to point out a few extra things in case you haven't seen the Model Explained website. He also goes through and creates some links in there because there's going to be some agents that are interested in luxury. And you can just click on there and find some information about the future of luxury with EXP. And it kind of goes over our programs. And, the finest homes deserve the finest marketing and service and stuff like that. He's got a little bit about the agent stock program too. It kind of gives you a link and shows you kind of like how to build equity within the company, which I thought was pretty damn cool too. EXP commercial, you got an agent looking at a commercial. This is where I would bring him. I bring him to modelexplain.com. What he's done for me is he's kind of said, okay, if I'm sitting in front of an agent, I don't need to look around for tools. I'm going to go to themodelexplain.com and I'm going to go get all my tools that I need right there. And I'm going to open it in front of that agent that has questions, right? And then I got the buyer toolkit, the seller toolkit, and all the other stuff that might be in there. This is brand new, the land and ranch division for those people who might be selling, square
You
footage
know
of
what this
land.
whole thing is, Gil? This is it's a value vault, right? And they say that as attractors, what we need is we need to build this value vault all the time, right? So that after that initial conversation, you're able to give the people that you speak to an item of value, an item that's of interest to them. So I just gave out, I was talking to an agent and he's like, yeah, listen, I stopped working with buyers, right? I stopped working with buyers because it's too difficult for me. Ever since they made that change, and I said, what are you talking about? You have control now. You could control your own income now. You just weren't taught how to do so, right? So I sent him the buyer toolkit, and he was just like, wow, I can't believe you guys put this together. You get this out there. I'm not even in your brokerage, and you share this with me. It's an
Yeah.
item of value, right? So there's so many things that you could put in there, and I'm trying to curate and create one of these things, and Brent's got it all
He's already
there.
done it. He's already
Yep.
done it. Like he's made it so easy. So like I also love this little button here because when people are like, well, you're a cloud brokerage, I need help. I was like, just out of curiosity, what time does your broker answer the calls? Like if you're going to call your broker, what's the latest you can call them? Because my broker allows me to call them 24 hours a day. There's the expert care desk. If you're an icon, you get like a super VIP number, stuff like that, in our alpha, stuff like that. But
You
that's
know,
it.
as
That's it.
good as this is, they're making it better. I was just on a call with the CEO, the COO of the company, right? I forget his name. I think it's Patrick or something like that. But he was telling us about all the little things that they're doing in here to tweak it to make it even better of an experience for all of our agents. So they
Right.
just don't stop. They don't stop with just being able to answer the phone in 34 seconds. That's not enough, right? How do we get you your solution faster? How do we get you your solution without having to transfer you to somebody else? They've got
Right.
all of these things in place. They're leveraging AI. They're putting things in together, so that your experience is better. Like they don't stop improving, and I just really love that about the company.
Yeah, yeah. And that EXP care desk, like you should have that number programmed in your phone, to be very frank with you. Like you should be able to call that person in front of somebody, 833-303-0610, and show us like, hey, I'll tell you what, let's see, how long do you think your broker's going to take to answer the phone? Right? How long is it going to take to get help? Well, I'll call them and call me back in a couple of days, right? Because the broker's doing something, what have you. Like, nope, 30 seconds, pretty much or less. You're going to get somebody who can help you, who can actually get you the help that you need or get you in the right department to get you help. Not only that, I can press exp.world and go on my phone and visually see somebody who can help me get through whatever department I need to get the help with. And I just feel like they're just making it real easy. Now, if you want to play around and play on your EXP calculator and figure out like, well, what kind of 5-year plan am I willing to commit to? I encourage you right there, the model explained, just start there and click into it as you get to the revenue share calculator and figure out the plan that you're willing to commit to. We're no longer in the days of like, this is, I'd like to do this. It's commitment. And what we do in this meeting is to set ourselves up for the next 60 minutes. The next 60 minutes, what are we willing to do? Hopefully, you guys already have your list. Hopefully, you guys are following up with a bunch of agents. Hopefully, you guys are setting up some appointments. Hopefully, you're stopping in at some open houses and you're helping people get some resources. Hopefully, you're doing what Vincent Q does and not keep anything a secret and help them get help a buyer or a seller get the right tools so they can do more business and show them that they can get everything they need here under a cloud brokerage that's far beyond their dreams. Like to be very frank with you, like I use the healthcare with EXP, right? It's very valuable to my family.
I
I
do as
take
well.
and I take advantage of our stock program, the 5% stock program, which by the way, all of you guys got a raise yesterday. Did you guys know that? Or this week? All you guys are 10% richer. So the stock went up in the last, and you guys all know why. I'm sure you guys watch. I watch it all the time. If you go to CME Watch, is the probability of interest rates going down for the very first time in about 18 months. I've been watching this thing for like forever and wondering when the rates are going to drop, when the rates are going to drop, and it's pretty much been nil. the chance of it dropping. For the very first time, about 4 weeks ago, we saw it go above 50% chance that the rates will go down in October. And then it went to 62%, 77%. That's to 85% chance now that rates will go drop down. And rates, and this is big money tools, right? These are big players. CME Watch, you can look it up, and it shows you the probability at each Fed meeting that the rates will drop. And there's a lot of factors that are involved in that, but that's a big domino in that happening. And I noticed it in my own market when I started realizing that, man, there's a lot of affluent buyers coming to our market. We've never seen this many $1 million sales happen in our market at one time ever that I'm aware of. It became 12% of our market. It's never happened before, which tells me that affluent buyers know something that the average buyer doesn't know. This shift is happening. Things are about to turn. And that shift happens for everyone. It happens for us in real estate, which, by the way, why would our stock go up all of a sudden? Well, because the shift is happening. And early investors get in there because they have information about what's happening. And as a expert advisor, our job is to educate the clients and also educate our friends who are realtor partners of what's coming soon, right? And we all know this, like in a great market, interest rates go down and prices go up. That's a great market. That's the best market to work in. It's like, hey, you bought a house, it's worth more next week, right? It's worth the week after that, it's worth more. And interest rates are going down, so everybody can afford something. Ooh, that feels great. You know what doesn't feel great? Interest rates go up and house prices go down. That's a bear market. That doesn't feel so good. But recently, we've been kind of in a side-by-side market where interest rates really haven't gone up or down, and prices started to stabilize, right? But you know what happens right after that? See, when this interest rates start going down again, you could ask any fool on the street, well, what do you think is going to happen when interest rates start going down? Now that we've got the trigger, now that we've got all of the energy going towards rates going down soon, what happens to house prices? They go up. And that's a bull market. That's the market we all get excited about. Those markets run for 7 to 11 years at a time. You're on the beginning. I would tell you guys, buy 3 houses this week. Like whatever you got to do, like you're about to see interest rates go down, house prices go up. You're going to see agents coming in. You're going to see us double, triple in size as an organization. You're going to see your stock double or triple as an organization. And all because you guys took the courage to find the risk reward that was valuable for your family. The risk reward is, I'm going to put some effort in agent attraction. I'm going to commit to 1, 2, 3, 4 months, whatever your number is. And I'm going to teach those people to do the exact same thing they'll do. I'm going to give them the tools and resources the company's offering them. I'm going to inspire them to make a change that can have an impact in their family that's unquestionable. So I hope you guys take advantage of these tools. I'm excited about using myself. Like I'm excited about using these tools. I'm excited about opening it up with the agent and showing them, hey man, here's what we can do. Like, do you realize that there's so many things that EXP does that just incredible? Like it's mind-boggling that a real estate company, much less like an IBM or Google or Microsoft, can do these things. Do you know that we have the fastest payment system in America as far as real estate, and one of the top payment systems in the country on all companies?
Minutes, man. And the problem is, it's about 60% of the payments are happening within minutes, and it's a limitation by the U.S. government. It's called an
Yeah, we can go
RTP, something like that, right? And so they found a way around that and found another platform that's going to open it up so that more of us get paid faster. Okay?
Yep.
Because more, 60 something percent of us getting paid in minutes is not enough.
It's incredible. All right, guys. Here's the deal. You guys can either take advantage of this tool, or it'd be something that just sits on the shelf and someone else will take advantage of. See, what I found out when I joined EXP, when I was in the game, going through and just recruiting, I couldn't recruit fast enough. There were people that I was looking to agent attract that I had on my board that someone else called. Make sure you make your calls or someone else will call them. We're going into a hot market, an inferno fire market, right? Where all opportunities point to EXP. Be the lighthouse. Be the spirit. Start posting on a daily basis, if not 2 times a day. about the opportunity that the people have to have more leads, to have more resources, CRM of choice. Like there's just so many things. It's hard for me to list them all for you. We have a proven, profitable, sustainable model. Take advantage of it. Vince, I don't know if you what else you want to add to this, but I feel like there's so many tools right there where like we could stop right now and just be like, let's go.
Is today, Gil, the last day to get the early bird tickets for Build at Sea?
That's
Somebody
what I
told me
that
that.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Listen, guys, in a few weeks, I hope that you'll join me. We got our build cruise. What a great, remarkable idea to be able to just celebrate all of you guys together on a beautiful ship. It's MSC. It's I'll pull it up on the screen. It's buildatsea.com. And we've got I'll tell you one of the couple of reasons I'm going for sure. Like I'm an AI freak right now. I want to know everything there is about AI. So we've got not one person, but two people that are AI experts. We're actually gonna have more than two. So we're gonna have some breakouts with some people that are AI experts. It's like if you feel like you're like AI is coming and you haven't really taken the time to kind of just latch in because there's just so many things going on. I understand you. I feel you. Like I'm plugged in and think it's moving too fast for me to catch on. We're going to take our time and learn about AI on Build at Sea. Is the ultimate real estate experience, cutting edge strategies, networking, unmatched growth opportunities. It is from August 3rd to August 7th. It's $199 for a ticket. I saw your face, Jennifer. You're like, ooh, that sounds good. $199 for a ticket and your room cost, right? We're going to be going out of Miami. It's doing networking fun. You can level up your business, have some, get around some leaders. AI or die, stand out or get scrolls. Stop. We're gonna have a bunch of speakers in there. Of course, the big BG Brent Gove, the guy who's inspired many of us to be there, is going to be there. Veronica's going to be there. We've got Carlos and Nick Cram. We've got. I'll tell you right. If you don't know who Alexis Diaz is, she's got you. Remember that I said that. Just incredible speaker. This right here, Brian Moses. You may not know who he is, but that guy changed my life. That guy actually showed me how to be a cold caller. I actually watched him in a room full of 100 people and said, give me your phone. Call any lead. Just walk up to me with a lead, tell me their name, and I'll close them right for you. And that guy made like 60, 70 appointments without a CRM, without anything, just set appointments, gave value within minutes. He grabbed one of my leads. I closed that lead. I'll forever be grateful to Brian Moses because he just picked up my phone. I was like, this guy's name is Edgar. Boom. Hey, Edgar. And just went on. And I was like, and for me, it was just to be able to visually see that process happen at such a high level allowed me to expand. And I think that's what this opportunity is for you. For us to get to another level, the first thing that has to expand is our mind. And we will suffer in quietness. We will allow ourselves to shrink our dream unless we're around people at all times that are dreaming at a higher level than we are that can expand us. And I know that to be true. That's what Tony Robbins did for me and for Vincent. We're like, it just opened up. It's like, holy shit, there's way more possible. And when you're around people like that, you just expand. And that's what this opportunity to be on the ship with us. Don't hold back. Go to buildatsea.com right now. Just book it. Book it. We're going to be out there for 4 days. Take some time in your business. If you haven't taken a vacation, do it right now. To be very frank with you, I'll be there. I'll be excited to be with you. We'll have some food, some drink, but we're going to grow. It's about being intentional about your business. And you've got to do that. And there's something about being off the grid a little bit. When you work on your business, it just magic happens. Things you couldn't do for months get knocked out because you see other people knocking stuff out. And you're like, oh man, let's go. Hey man, how do you do that? Oh man, here. And like I already know, like I'm gonna sit down with like Alexis's husband, Victor, and I'm gonna be like, hey man, I need you to help me with this thing that I've been trying to work on my social media and stuff like that because they do incredible social media. I'm like, I'm just gonna get shit done. And it's an exciting time to do that. And it's a little bit off the grid. And by the way, yeah, we're gonna have some sun, we're gonna have some fun and all that stuff like too. Why not? And it's tax deductible. Come on, guys. It's $199 to do it today. Tomorrow it's $300, right? So don't be a late bird, be an early bird. Something about getting a worm. I don't know. Thanks for reminding me, Vince.
All right.
There it is right here. Event pricing $195. Cabin accommodations are about $400, $500 per person, depending. If you want like a super fancy room, it's probably gonna be way more than that. If you don't have a cabin buddy, they'll give you one. Like, hey, listen, I want a cabin buddy or whatever like that, or pick somebody on his call. Be like, hey, can you be my cabin buddy? Or just buy the room for yourself. I don't care. Just be there. Be there. Have a fun time. Commit to being a builder. Commit to being so. I can tell you the first time I ever committed to a big event, and this is not an expensive event. I'm talking about a big event. It was an NAA event, and I was like, it was $2,000 to me. That was like, you got to be crazy. $2,000 for 3 days. This is 10% of that. It's $197 today. All right. Any closing thoughts before we head out? Did I have that on the screen?
I'll see you at Build.
I'll see you at Build.
Bill, I just had a quick question
Go
on
ahead.
prospects for attraction. What after sharing so much information and links and so forth, how do you guarantee that a prospect will call you back and not call EXP directly or another person?
This is a relationship business.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I've never
Okay.
had that happen. I don't even know of anybody who's had that happen. But I can
Okay.
tell you, numbers are the cure-all, right? I think that when we only have one prospect, we think that way. What I would tell you is like, let's level up. Let's get 10, 15, 20, 50 prospects in there. And if one slips through the cracks, like the truth of the matter, I never heard of it even happening. But like, then the company continues to grow. Like, what I would tell you is that you got to have an abundant mindset that I'm going to keep attracting, keep attracting, keep attracting, keep attracting, and my tribe will come in. And I can tell you, I've never heard of that happening. But if that ever happened, Dee Dee, call me and I'll call EXP. If somehow somebody got orphaned, I'll make sure to get back to you. So
Yeah, by the way,
Okay.
if that ever happens, one of the
Thank you.
questions that they ask when somebody calls into EXP and requests more information is, who do you know at EXP? Who
yeah,
have you spoken to at EXP? And they actually send us that information whenever they send out those non-sponsored agent leads that we
yeah.
spoke
The
about.
company doesn't want
Correct.
to sponsor any agents, right? They're trying to figure out because they understand the value is in human interaction, right? So the company doesn't want to sponsor anybody. So even if they found out that like this person didn't even have anybody, they never talked to anybody. Somehow they were in an island, they never knew anybody with XP. The company's going to find a way to link them to somebody who's probably in proximity or somebody who could be of value to them. So Didi, I'll tell you this. They're going to search hard to find out who that person that introduced them and get them back to them.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's comforting. Thank you.
Yep. That's a great question, by the way. Who else got a question before we head out?
Oh, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What if your prospect that you started a conversation with is in another state? Like, obviously I'm
Tell me
in New
more.
York, but they're in
Tell me more.
Florida.
Okay.
They work, big fashion model, ex-fashion model, actually, married, has a team. They were Coldwell Banker in Sarasota, Florida. I don't know what their volume is, but it's someone I met in the past when I used to be in fashion myself.
Okay. I would definitely start a three-way call with Josie Baez. Do you know who Josie Baez
Oh yeah,
is?
Josie. Yes.
Yeah.
We were on the call. Yes.
She's
She's
she's the
amazing.
best. Yeah. I tell you what, I have not put a single agent in front of Josie Baez that did not join. She's 100% for me. I tell everybody, like, people think that I do all my own three-way calls. I do not. Sometimes I'll bring a brand new agent on a three-way call just so they can give a testimonial and talk about their experience. Like, just the value of having another person there that can speak from either authority or experience, super, super powerful. So what I would ask you to do is like, hey, listen, I don't know enough about the story of this person, but hey, listen, I'd love to introduce you to our vice president, and kind of share with you, get on a Zoom and kind of share with you how, this might be of value to you. I would not need to know more about her, like what her interest is. Let's just say her interest was in luxury. It's like, and kind of showcase with you what tools and resources we have, and see if,
It's a guy. Sorry.
okay, and see what kind of
Yeah.
value this might be for you or not for you, right? And be honest with you, I want to learn something too. So I want to be on the Zoom with you and learn everything that we've got available for someone like you. So three-way calls, Josie Baez. By the way, I'm sure all of you guys already joined Slack already. As we start migrating from Workplace, make sure you join Slack already. If you haven't joined Slack, just go in your email. There's an invitation to Slack in there. I think that there's a link that you can go to too if you can't find that, but you should be getting on Slack because we're all kind of moving there. That's where I would contact her if you don't have her phone number. Actually, I've got her phone number right here. Let me give it to you.
Go for it.
Baez. All right, Josie Baez is 1-813-335-1766. 1-813-335-1766. Josie Baez. I don't know what her title is now. She just got elevated to a new
I'm sure she's
position.
on Instagram too, so there's
Oh,
like
yeah, she's
multiple
all
ways
over
to
Instagram. She's gonna be
that's
on
what
the
I'm
cruise
saying,
too, by the way. She's
Yeah,
going to be on the
gotta be
cruise,
resourceful.
and she's going to be going over some secrets that the company's going to be allocating for us as resources. So I would definitely come in and watch her there too. All right, guys, we got a minute left. Anybody else, anything they want to ask or share or what have you? All right, Vince, close it out.
Let's get to work, man. Let's get into action. It's Friday. We need to close out the week well. And Gil, amazing all you shared today.
Thank you,
Let's
Gil.
all, yeah, make sure we watch and go through all the information at the modelexplained.com. Get to know it so that when you share it, you know what you share.
Bookmark it. That's what I always say.
Good stuff. Bring
All right.
somebody else next week. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let's get some more people on this call.
Thank
right.
you, Gil. Thank you, Vincent.
Bye, guys.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.